Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 2v2 onslaught between the blue team on the left side. f1stnow, it's not the original f1stnow, but it's f1stnow in the Alpha Striker, probably Smurf. I don't know how he got an Alpha Striker. Probably just sent an Alpha Striker to a Smurf. I don't know exactly how that works, but either way. And his teammate, Ohranex in the Prime Helix, and their opponents, the Carbon team on the right side, Titofigue in the Pumpkin Saucer, and Lethalpoison in the Gothic Saucer. So Saucer, pretty cool. And blue team ignoring their forward, going straight for mid. Ohranex tanking a little bit for his own units, and yeah, the Carbon team going pretty standard with the forward. Titofigue and Lethalpoison, they were in the recent tournament. I think they were team, crap, I don't remember, but they were in the tournament. I don't remember their team name, but yeah, okay. Titofigue actually harassing a little, or kind of scouting with low health, but as the Saucer, he's not too much in danger as long as he blinks away without overextending. Lethalpoison actually making quite a lot of Dillos, going to be pushing in mass. Let's see if the blue team can actually populate their mid fight with enough units for them to overwhelm, or not overwhelmed by the Dillos. Oh, and f1stnow dropping the one creep in front of the Brute first instead of like dropping them back here and then walking in with his mech or something like that, and the creep goes down, so he will not be able to, okay, he does realize that, so he will be able to bring a couple more units, and the blue team is now going to have to contest all those Dillos, and one Flacker moving in for the Carbon team. Now, will the Carbon team be, okay, it goes to Carbon. Oh, because of that, it does a switch. The Carbon units kind of switch because they are going for a different outpost now, and they go for the bottom, so a couple of them split off, and they will not be able to get a real good surround here. Lethalpoison forced to bring them back. The Carbon team taking that outpost a little bit too early, and they were not able to stop their units in time, or at least reassign their units to a different command, or hold them or something like that. And blue team now actually kind of has an advantage in this fight. f1stnow dealing with these couple of Dillos over here, but the blue team, oh well, the blue team actually losing a lot of their units as well. One Archie pointing in, and the Carbon team will be able to hold the outpost for now, I think. And the blue team now retreating back, so 24-17. The blue team actually with way more units. They're all just sitting down here though, or a couple of them in build queue. And it does look like the Carbon team, I mean, the Carbon team way far behind in terms of the upkeep. They only had 4 Dillos here defending. The blue team could have probably kept on the pressure and tried to keep that going. Oh, and Ohranex getting finished off by the double team, Titofigue and Lethalpoison. A couple of Butchers going down and finishing off a lot of tanks. And, okay, finishing off one tank, not a lot of tanks, but then the Butchers finally get killed. But I think 2 Butchers traded for 1 tank. Yeah, that's definitely a good trade in terms of credits. And Lethalpoison trying to finish off f1stnow. And right now, Ohranex, able to finish off one of the Dillos. Lethalpoison saving the other, but that's, you know, very productive unit snipe right there. So still 15-23. The blue team is still pretty far ahead. They might be able to push in, but I do hear a death ray. Lethalpoison trying to finish off that one Longhorn. Ohranex trying to move in with an artillery. I don't think it's really going to work very well because this lane, this approach lane on Salt's very difficult. It's very thin here. You can't land any of your units right here on these props. But it does look like, Ohranex trying to hit those, hit the T99 with his missiles, and not going to be able to get too far there. Especially because the T99 is on socket. Oh, and Lethalpoison and Titofigue doing double abducting. So they are going to be able to abduct very, very quickly. They both already have level 2 abduct. And it does look like the green team, or wow, the green team doesn't even exist. The green team was in the last cast I did right before this, but they don't exist right now, guys. I'm not completely brainless, so just only a little bit. But yeah, artillery getting pointed in by the blue team. Not really doing that great because it is getting microed by Lethalpoison, and the lead T99 on a socket is the thing being targeted and focused right now, and it's taking all the damage. They're not really going to be able to get that far with them. And lots of Butchers getting dropped. Oh, and Titofigue landing. I was expecting him to do a little bit of death ray, but the blue team actually now pushing bottom, so this will be pretty good, I think. It will work. There's not that much defending, just 4 Dillos and 1 T99. Has Lethalpoison scouted this yet? He has now. More Butchers going down, but I don't think it's going to be enough if the blue team can actually support this. And well, okay, yeah, and Ohranex bringing out a couple of Mortys, so that's a great supplement. And actually, Ohranex making more Butchers as well. Now, this will easily neutralize this outpost, but will the Carbon team be able to clear enough units? It doesn't look like it. 2 Saucers. Okay, one debuff going down, but there you go. Ohranex and f1stnow have not been able to, they didn't, okay, finally switching the command to T. And the green, oh, okay, the Carbon team now moving out, and they are moving out to T, I think, because if they are set on Y, I think they go this way and down here. So they are moving on T because this outpost is now completely open, which the blue team is kind of ignoring. They, you know, if you send out units from one outpost, it does become vulnerable, and Ohranex is now noticing that, and he will drop. Oh no, he is selling, but he only has butchers and Q, and this is not going to be enough to stop these Dillos and stuff. f1stnow coming as well. Titofigue trying to kill whatever he can, does finish off one tank, but let's see if the blue team can actually defend against this, and they actually have been able to drop enough units in defense to be able to take care of it. Butcher's going down, and I do think this will be enough. Mostly Flackers down here, and Ohranex, oh, very low on health with the Flackers forcing him away, but they will be able to recharge at this outpost. So the Carbon team is 56 to 25. The Carbon team is way behind right now, and they have pretty much nothing except for mid. They really need to fortify that mid, I would say. Oh, but no AA over, oh, only one AA. Oh, and Lethalpoison retreating there when he didn't really have to, I think, and f1stnow able to save that Longhorn that was about to get abducted. Oh man, but yeah, the double abduct not working too, or not really being coordinated too well by the Carbon team. Could be pretty devastating, or at least could have been. I don't know how many of those mid units they were able to abduct. Let's see, there was one T9 and a honeypot, and I don't see any gaddies, so they probably weren't able to take any of those. 28 to 52, so the Carbon team is pretty far behind still, and the lead is only growing for the blue team. f1stnow and Ohranex just need to keep making units, and actually a little bit of harass going down by Titofigue. Nothing over here to kill, just a little bit of fort damage to get down. He might have been better off abducting some of these units or killing some of these units over here. And yeah, the blue team actually might, the Carbon team might have wanted to push in this way instead of down on straight on T this way. They might have wanted to try the path. That might have been a good idea too, but a pretty large mass of heavy units at the Carbon team fort being built up. Then Ohranex trying to neutralize whatever he can. Not really able to get too much done in that short amount of time, but he and grabbing the next box, 6-minute box, is able to be obtained right now. Lethalpoison scouting around, does notice those, notices those jackals, but very dangerous, trying to abduct them. Jackals can still attack air, so that's just, yeah, okay. Oh, now Titofigue moving out to bottom. Ooh, that's a lot of units, and this probably will work. I think blue team is completely occupied by Lethalpoison over here. So there's no one to respond to this right now, and this is a lot of heavy units. 2 Flackers with 1 Dillo and a couple of Saucers in support with death rate. No, just more Butchers getting dropped down, and that's probably going to be it. Oh, blue team deciding to push out now. They're pushing out on T, so it doesn't look like they're going to be able to defend against this, but will they be able to take that top outpost? Oh no, they're pushing on Y. They did not push on T. I'm not really sure why they chose to do that. Oh, but they did finally push out all the Jackals and Drollers over here. Actually, finally is not the right word. I was distracted by the Carbon team push, but they have been able to take this top outpost under the control, which is definitely a great move right now. And the blue team pushing into pushing into their fort, into the Carbon fort, but no one here to support for the blue team. No one here to do any micro. Okay, no, actually, f1stnow is here. I'm getting my player numbers mixed up on the minimap or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but not too much damage getting down on the Carbon fort right now because the Carbon team was able to path back a couple of these grinders and has a goalie here to defend. So now the blue team is actually a little bit behind, I would say. Well, I don't know. They are about to take this bottom outpost under their control. Okay, so yeah, Ohranex going to be able to neutralize this and take it under his control. The Carbon team, it's still at 49 to 56, so they aren't that far behind. But where's all their upkeep? A lot of it's sitting right here, and a lot of it's sitting right... Oh, no, a lot of it's in their build queue, I guess. So yeah, Lethalpoison dropping a couple of Butchers in follow. I'm guessing they're eventually going to set those to capture once it gets close, because I don't know what happens to Butchers on follow. I'm pretty sure they do nothing. And actually the blue team pushing into the top again, very aggressive. They might be able to neutralize this. However, Titofigue with that saucer, but he will not be able to get too much death ray down because Ohranex is a helix, keeping him off the ground and being very effective like that. The Goliath's getting dropped, but I don't think that the Carbon team will be able to keep this away from blue team's control. However, they have been able to neutralize this bottom outpost, or at least keep it neutral. And the blue team actually losing units left and right, strangely enough. Neutralized outposts and double death ray doing tons and tons of damage. And it's 25 to 34. Wow, the upkeep swings in this game have been pretty crazy. Blue team going to be able to take this bottom outpost under control one more time. and f1stnow here to defend. The Carbon team have plenty of units to move out, though. Where are the rest of the blue team's units? It's 43 to 29. There's just a couple of butchers sitting over here, and that's about it. These two Longhorn, or a Longhorn and a Seeker sitting over here, and an Artillery over here. But right now, the story is all these goalies and a couple of rollers pushing in for the Carbon team. f1stnow taking out Lethalpoison on the way out. Will Lethalpoison or will Titofigue be able to support this push on his own against the Helix on the ground? He was not able to survive, and 44 to 26. The rest of that upkeep is pretty much going to be killed right here by the blue team with no Carbon mechs in support. It does go down to neutral, but that doesn't really matter at this point. There are enough mech presence over here. Lethalpoison trying to see whatever he can do, but there are no more units left for his team in this fight. And blue team grabbing this outpost back under their control. And now the Carbon team is at 554, so it does look like this game is pretty decided at this point. Ohranex going to be able to get that finish on Lethalpoison. And now just going to push in. It does look like the blue team will be able to get the finish right here. They do not need to push on T. They just need to push on Y. If they push on T, that's actually kind of bad because there's two socketed T99s and a little bit of defense over here. But it does look like they are pushing on Y. But the Butchers are on T for some strange reason. That's kind of strange. But yeah, they will be okay. There is almost nothing defending over here for the Carbon team. The Carbon team now realizing they are getting pushed Y instead of T. But it doesn't really matter. They don't have anything to defend. Even though they have 24 upkeep now, it's still 52 to 24, and almost all that 52 is concentrated in this push to the Carbon fort. Generators are even up, and right now, actually, generators have been changed to +2 upkeep instead of +5, and to increase the outpost or fort energy regeneration. And there you go. It does look like the blue team will be able to finally get this finish with all those Longhorn pointing in, and that is it. GG. Finally now, the blue team, f1stnow and Ohranex, losing that mid at first, but able to push that bottom, hold the push from the top, and taking this game over Titofigue and Lethalpoison. I would probably put the turning point of this game at that push from top that the Carbon team did. They pushed to bottom, and they sort of not even allowed, because the blue team noticed it right at the end, but they weren't able to support it really. And I think a push to the close to that top left outpost would have probably been a better move. Blue team wouldn't have been able to scout it in time. And then after that, losing that bottom outpost, that bottom right outpost, was pretty huge. They were trying to take it back for a really long time instead of continuing pressure, using that mid to their advantage. And blue team was able to take that top away from the Carbon team with all those jackals and a couple of rollers as well. Holding bottom, pushes back and forth from that forward to bottom. That was pretty awesome. But in the end, blue team was able to take it. So f1stnow and Ohranex, whoever f1stnow is, great job. All right, guys. Play and spectate. If you're a spectator, if you're mainly a spectator, you are probably one of the people that I would recruit to to spec games and send replays, because you are the guys that like to watch games. So yeah, if you see any games like this dynamic, this was a lot of movement. Send it in to me. Set up your replays. Check my video description for links as to how to do that and how to send in games. And if you're interested in casting, try it out. No pressure. There is nothing that is really stopping you. Try it out, post a video, and I'll add you to the replay pool. No problem. All right, guys? Let's grow the fan video presence everywhere as much as we possibly can. And, stream if you want. Streamers are cool too, guys. All right, this is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.